Some houses look ordinary on the outside. Warm lights glowing at night, a peaceful garden, the sound of laughter echoing from the living room. But behind closed doors, the story is very different. Money slips away faster than it comes in. Family members argue over the smallest things. Illness lingers without reason. No matter how hard they work, the people inside feel trapped in a cycle of bad luck, as if the house itself is working against them. This is what ancient masters of Feng Shui and spiritual traditions warned us about for centuries. They believed that a home is not just wood, concrete, and paint. It is a living field of energy. When the flow of that energy is balanced, the house nourishes you. It attracts wealth, brings harmony to your relationships, and shields you from negativity. But when the energy is blocked, disturbed, or poisoned, the house becomes an invisible cage, a trap of energy that slowly drains health, happiness, and fortune from everyone living inside. Think about this carefully. Why is it that two families living in homes equally beautiful with the same opportunities in life can end up with completely different destinies? One rises, prospers, and thrives. The other sinks into endless struggle, debt, conflict, sickness, despair. The difference, according to ancient wisdom, often lies in the unseen energy of their home. And here's the unsettling truth. Your house might already carry one of these hidden signs. You may not notice it at first. The furniture looks fine, the rooms look cozy, everything appears normal. But slowly, quietly, the effects show up. Doors that close on opportunity, nights without restful sleep, a bank account that never seems to grow. That's why this message is so important. In this video, I will reveal 7 dangerous signs in Feng Shui and spiritual wisdom. Signs that silently drain prosperity and peace from your life. Some are subtle, almost invisible. Others are right in front of you, but ignored because they seem harmless. Yet every single one of them has the power to turn your home into a source of misfortune. And I want you to ask yourself this right now. Could one of these signs already exist in your home? If so, what is it costing you? Money, health, love, or all three? Stay with me until the end, because the moment you recognize these signs, you can begin to reverse their effects. Sometimes, moving one object, shifting one symbol, or changing the placement of a single piece of furniture is enough to open the flow of energy again, and with it, unlock the abundance, peace, and fortune that should have been yours all along.
In the ancient language of Feng Shui, a house is more than just 4 walls and a roof. It is often called the second body of a human being. Just as your physical body carries life force and reacts to what you feed it, your home also absorbs, stores, and circulates energy. And just like the body, when the energy of the house is blocked, poisoned, or weakened, the people inside suffer the consequences. When negative energy gathers in a home, it doesn't simply stay trapped in the walls. It seeps into every aspect of life. Your finances, your health, even your state of mind. A blocked flow of energy can mean constant arguments between family members, money that disappears faster than it arrives, or a cloud of heaviness that lingers no matter how much you try to stay positive. But here's where the mystical truth aligns with modern science. Psychologists and environmental researchers have found that our surroundings directly shape our mental and physical health. A dark, damp, or cluttered living space doesn't just look unpleasant, it actually changes the way the brain works. When you live in a space that feels heavy, messy, or stagnant, your stress levels rise, your focus weakens, your creativity drops. And when your energy is drained, you naturally miss opportunities that could have changed your life. Think of it this way. Your home is like an external nervous system. When it's bright, clean and balanced, you feel inspired and motivated. You walk into the world with confidence, ready to attract abundance. But when it's chaotic, heavy, or filled with stagnant energy, your body responds with fatigue, anxiety, and lack of drive. And that inner state reflects directly in your outer reality. That is why masters of Feng Shui always said, heal the house and you heal the people. By adjusting the energy of your home, just as you would care for your own body, you can protect yourself from invisible harm, restore balance, and create a space where fortune, health, and peace naturally flow. 1. The front door facing the staircase or back door. One of the most dangerous energy traps in a house begins right at the entrance. According to Feng Shui, the front door is called the mouth of energy, the sacred point where life force, fortune, and abundance flow into your home. It's where opportunity first enters your space, the gateway that connects your private world to the vast energy of the universe. But what happens when that flow is immediately blocked, or worse, instantly drained away? This occurs when the front door of a house directly faces a staircase or a back door. The energy that should circulate throughout the home instead rushes straight out. Imagine pouring water into a cup with a hole at the bottom. No matter how much you pour, it never fills. That's exactly what happens to wealth, health, and stability in such a home. For Americans, think of it like this. It's as if your body is losing blood at the very same moment you try to replenish it. No matter how much nutrition or energy you bring in, it leaks out just as quickly. Families living in homes with this layout often experience a strange pattern. Money comes, but money goes. Opportunities appear, but they vanish before anything can be built. The house itself seems unable to hold prosperity. And it's not just about superstition. Psychologically, when the front door leads your eyes immediately to a staircase shooting upward, it creates a sense of rushing, imbalance, and instability. Your mind feels unsettled, as if everything is moving too fast. When the front door lines up with the back door, it sends a subtle signal of emptiness, of things entering and exiting without staying. Over time, this constant sense of loss shapes your mindset, making you feel insecure, scattered, and unable to build lasting wealth or peace. That is why Feng Shui masters always warned, if the front door faces directly toward a staircase or a back door, fortune cannot stay. The house becomes a revolving door for energy, never nourishing, never protecting, only draining. If your home has this exact layout, it may be more than a coincidence that money slips through your fingers or that success never feels permanent. The design itself may be pushing abundance away.
2. A house that is always dark, lacking natural light. If the front door is the mouth of energy, then light is the very breath of life inside a home. Without it, no space can truly thrive. That is why a house that remains dark, rooms that are dim even in the daytime, windows that block sunlight, curtains always drawn, is considered one of the most dangerous signs in Feng Shui. Light represents clarity, vitality, and positivity. It is how energy from the universe touches your living space. When natural light cannot enter, the house becomes a stagnant pool of heavy energy. Instead of vibrancy, it breeds fatigue. Instead of opportunity, it invites obstacles. In spiritual terms, darkness symbolizes confusion, sadness, and decline. A dim home suffocates the spirit of those inside, pulling them into moods of depression, anxiety, and unrest. Families living in such spaces often report unexplained tension, health issues, and a feeling that life is stuck in slow motion. From a scientific perspective, the truth is equally striking. Modern psychology has proven that light profoundly affects the human brain.
Without exposure to natural sunlight, your body produces less serotonin, the hormone of happiness, and less vitamin D, essential for health and immunity. The result? You feel sluggish, anxious, prone to illness, and unable to focus. Even your sleep cycles are disturbed, leading to more exhaustion and stress. Think of it this way: a house without light is like a garden without sunshine. No matter how rich the soil, nothing grows. The same is true for your finances, your relationships, and your personal well-being. Without light, they wither. This is why Feng Shui masters say, where light does not enter, fortune does not stay. A house that remains in constant shadow becomes a magnet for negativity. It blocks new beginnings, makes the mind restless, and weakens the body over time. If you find that your home is always dim, even during the brightest hours of the day, consider what it might be doing to your energy and your destiny. Because darkness in a house is never just about the absence of light. It is the absence of growth, abundance, and joy.
3. Cracked walls or a decaying foundation. In Feng Shui, the condition of your home is a mirror of your destiny. A strong foundation means stability, safety, and wealth that can be preserved. But when the floors begin to split, when cracks run across the walls, or when the structure itself seems to be crumbling, it is more than a cosmetic flaw, it is a warning. Cracks symbolize instability. They are like wounds on the body of the house, signaling that the life force within is leaking away. Imagine trying to build your future on ground that is breaking apart beneath you. The energy cannot hold, fortune cannot remain, and the household's prosperity slowly slips through the cracks. Spiritually, broken walls reflect a shaken destiny, finances that rise and fall without security, health that falters, and relationships that lack harmony. For many families, such visible damage in the home coincides with periods of financial struggle, legal disputes, or even unexpected misfortunes. To a Feng Shui master, these are not coincidences, they are patterns. And the science behind it is just as concerning. Structural cracks often invite hidden dangers. Water seeps in, creating dampness and mold. Mold spores, once in the air, attack the lungs, trigger allergies, and weaken the immune system. Over time, this leads to respiratory illnesses, chronic fatigue, and high medical bills. What begins as a hairline fracture on the wall can spiral into a drain on both your health and your bank account. Even the psychological effect is powerful. Living in a decaying environment erodes peace of mind. Every time you see a crack, your subconscious reads it as something is breaking. It feeds anxiety, unease, and the feeling that life is falling apart piece by piece. Feng Shui teaches that the home is not just shelter, it is the vessel of your energy. When the vessel is broken, energy leaks out, and fortune escapes. If your house is scarred with cracks and decay, you may already be living with this silent thief of wealth and well-being. That is why experts advise, never ignore structural wounds.
4. Lingering odors and mold that never go away. In Feng Shui, the air inside your home is the breath of the house. When that breath is fresh and clean, life flows smoothly. Prosperity, health, and peace circulate effortlessly. But when the air is stale, heavy with odors, or poisoned with mold, it becomes a sign of toxic energy trapped within your walls. This is more than discomfort, it is a warning. Lingering foul smells represent stagnant qi, energy that has stopped moving. Instead of attracting abundance, it suffocates opportunity. Imagine trying to grow a garden in soil that is rotting. No matter how hard you work, nothing flourishes. That is what bad air does to your life. It stunts growth, blocks progress, and keeps you chained to struggle. The science confirms this hidden danger. Mold thrives in damp, dark places. As it spreads, it releases invisible spores into the air. You inhale them without even noticing, but over time they weaken your immune system, inflame your lungs, and make your body vulnerable to illness. Many families living in mold-infested homes report endless colds, chronic fatigue, or even unexplained depression. The body is literally poisoned by the air it breathes. Psychology adds another layer. A home that smells musty or foul creates a constant unconscious stress. Your brain registers it as danger, keeping you in a subtle state of alert. This drains mental energy, reduces focus, and fuels irritability. Instead of feeling safe, you feel trapped, whether you're aware of it or not. Over the years, this emotional weight can manifest as arguments in the family, lack of motivation, and missed opportunities. In Feng Shui terms, this kind of environment does not only harm health, it attracts poverty. Why? Because when energy stagnates, money stagnates. Medical bills rise, productivity drops, and wealth leaks away just as easily as the air leaks toxins into your lungs. Think of it this way. A fresh, clean home invites prosperity the way fresh air revives a weary traveler. But a house that smells of mold and dampness is like a cave that traps its inhabitants in shadow. If your home carries this sign, it may already be draining your fortune without you realizing it.
5. Windows blocked or facing unpleasant views. Windows are not just openings in a wall. They are the eyes of your home. Through them, light, energy, and opportunity flow in. In Feng Shui, a bright, open window symbolizes clarity, expansion, and the constant renewal of qi. But when windows are blocked, covered, or facing scenes of decay, they act like blindfolds on your house, cutting off its ability to see and breathe. Imagine living in a space where every time you look outside, all you see is a cemetery, an abandoned building, or a towering wall. These views represent more than physical surroundings. They embody symbolic messages your subconscious absorbs every day. A graveyard whispers of loss and endings. A deserted, decaying building radiates failure and neglect. A concrete wall signals limitation, as if your path forward is permanently blocked. Day after day, your mind absorbs these signals, and without realizing it, your energy aligns with them. Science supports this ancient wisdom. Environmental psychology proves that what you see from your windows directly affects mood and behavior. A view of trees, open skies, or flowing water reduces stress, improves focus, and even strengthens immunity. But a blocked or gloomy view has the opposite effect. It increases anxiety, lowers motivation, and creates a subtle sense of hopelessness. Simply put, when your eyes are starved of beauty, your spirit weakens. From a Feng Shui perspective, blocked windows also stop the natural flow of light and air, two of the most essential carriers of qi. Without light, energy stagnates. Without fresh air, the space suffocates. This does not only harm health, but also wealth. Light is prosperity. Air is opportunity. When both are obstructed, fortune cannot enter, no matter how hard you try. Think of your home as a mirror of your destiny. If its eyes are open, clear, and facing beauty, life feels full of promise. If those eyes stare only into shadows or dead spaces, your path reflects the same, blocked, heavy, and uninspired. This is why Feng Shui masters often warn, a house with windows facing decay invites decay into the lives of its residents. Financial opportunities dry up, relationships strain, and health falters. Over time,
The family may feel trapped in cycles of misfortune, not realizing that their windows are silently programming their destiny. If your home suffers from this sign, it is not just a design flaw, it is an energy trap. Unless the view can be changed or healed, the only true solution may be to move away before the shadows outside become shadows inside your life.
6. Living at the end of a cul-de-sac or bottom of a slope. In the language of Feng Shui, roads are rivers of energy. Just as streams carry water, streets carry Qi, the invisible life force that nourishes everything it touches. A house sitting along a flowing road receives a healthy current of energy, like a tree planted by a riverbank. But when that road suddenly ends, or when a slope funnels everything downward, the energy becomes trapped, turbulent, and heavy. This is why homes at the end of a cul-de-sac or at the bottom of a steep hill often struggle. Instead of energy flowing smoothly, it crashes and swirls in confusion. Imagine water pouring down a hill. It doesn't gently nourish. It floods, pools, and stagnates. The same happens with Qi. It piles up in chaotic, unstable ways, bringing misfortune rather than prosperity. For families, this trapped energy often shows up as stagnation in life itself. Businesses fail to grow, career paths feel blocked, and financial burdens increase. It's as if the house constantly pushes its residents into cycles of debt and frustration. People may work harder than ever, but still feel like they're running on a treadmill, moving, but never progressing. Psychologically, living at a dead end creates subtle but powerful effects. A cul-de-sac might feel cozy at first glance, but over time, the lack of movement can produce a subconscious sense of confinement. The mind feels stuck, mirroring the blocked road outside. At the bottom of the hill, the weight of everything pressing down on the home can trigger feelings of heaviness, fatigue, and defeat. Science offers another perspective. Houses in these locations are often at higher risk of poor air circulation, flooding, or noise accumulation from passing traffic. Each of these factors adds stress to the human body, draining energy reserves and financial resources. Mold from dampness, structural damage from water, or even just the subtle unease of being in a low place all reinforce the message that life here is harder. Feng Shui masters warn that such homes rarely retain wealth. Money enters, but cannot stay. It is either drained away by constant repairs, unexpected bills, or poor financial decisions influenced by the stagnant energy. Even relationships can suffer, as the heavy atmosphere fuels arguments and disconnection. A home should lift you, support you, and guide you forward. But a house at the end of a cul-de-sac or beneath a slope does the opposite. It holds you down, traps you in cycles of struggle, and whispers to the universe that you are stuck. Unless balanced by powerful remedies, or in many cases relocation, such a home becomes less of a sanctuary and more of an anchor, pulling its residents into misfortune.
7. Endless arguments and ongoing illness inside the home. Sometimes the most dangerous signs of a toxic home are not visible in walls, windows, or structure. They are written in the lives of the people inside. When a household becomes a battlefield of constant arguments, or when sickness seems to pass from one family member to another without end, Feng Shui warns that the very energy of the house has turned against its residents. In ancient traditions, harmony in a home was seen as the ultimate sign of prosperity. Laughter, health, and peace were proof that positive qi was flowing freely. But when the opposite takes hold, shouting, conflict, and lingering disease, it signals that negative energy has deeply penetrated the space. The house is no longer a sanctuary. It has become a trap that feeds on the vitality of those within. Arguments don't just hurt relationships. In Feng Shui, conflict literally scatters wealth. Every harsh word is like a blade cutting through the fabric of prosperity. Money leaks away through unexpected expenses, legal troubles, or missed opportunities caused by stress and disconnection. A family divided cannot build fortune. Instead, they watch it dissolve piece by piece. Chronic illness in a household is an equally powerful warning sign. A home filled with dampness, mold, poor air circulation, or stagnant energy creates the perfect breeding ground for disease. Modern science agrees. Unhealthy environments weaken immunity, increase stress hormones, and prolong recovery. What might begin as minor sickness lingers, draining energy and finances until residents feel both physically and emotionally bankrupt. From a psychological perspective, a negative home environment becomes a self-reinforcing cycle. Stress from constant fights lowers resilience. Illness fuels frustration. The cycle repeats, creating a feedback loop where the house itself seems to absorb and amplify negativity. Over time, residents may feel cursed or trapped, not realizing that the curse is the environment itself. This is the final and most serious sign because it shows that the damage has already taken root. The house is no longer just influencing life from the outside, it has infiltrated the body, mind, and relationships of its people. In such cases, Feng Shui masters often advise immediate and drastic action, cleansing rituals, deep renovation, or, when all else fails, leaving the home behind. For when arguments never stop and illness never heals, it is not simply bad luck. It is the echo of a house that has lost its light, a place where energy no longer sustains life, but quietly consumes it. And if left unchecked, it will continue to drain prosperity, health, and joy until nothing remains.
When you discover that your home carries one or more of these dangerous signs, the first reaction is often panic. Do I need to move out right now? The truth is, relocation is the most complete solution. But life isn't always that simple. Selling a house takes time, money, and planning. So while you prepare for bigger changes, there are temporary remedies you can use to soften the negative energy and protect your family in the meantime. The first and most powerful tool in Feng Shui is the Bagua mirror. Hung above the main entrance, this octagonal mirror acts like a spiritual shield. It reflects harmful energy back to where it came from, preventing toxic forces from entering your home. While it cannot heal the inside of the house, it serves as a protective barrier, like armor on the front lines. If your front door faces sharp energy, heavy traffic, or an unlucky alignment, a Bagua mirror is an immediate defense. Next, consider the gentle yet transformative sound of wind chimes. In Feng Shui, sound is vibration, and vibration moves stagnant qi. Placing wind chimes near windows or doors allows the breeze to carry their tones through your space, breaking up heavy energy pockets and replacing silence with flow. Psychologically, the soft ringing creates calmness, signaling to your subconscious that movement and harmony are present. But even with spiritual remedies, the foundation of your environment is still physical. A house that is dark, damp, and cluttered will never fully support positive energy. That is why light is one of the simplest yet most powerful cures. Open curtains, wash windows, allow the sun to pour in wherever possible. Sunlight is nature's purifier. It kills mold, lifts the spirit, and charges the home with vitality. If natural light is scarce, add warm lamps that mimic daylight, keeping corners bright and alive. Equally important is keeping the space dry and fresh. Moisture breeds mold, and mold breeds sickness, both physically and energetically. Use dehumidifiers, fix leaks, and let fresh air circulate daily. Remember, air is qi. If the air in your home is stagnant, your life will feel stagnant too. Finally, never underestimate the silent power of living plants. In Feng Shui, plants are symbols of life itself. Their roots absorb negativity, while their leaves release oxygen and freshness. A healthy green plant in the corner of a room acts as a natural energy filter, transforming heavy qi into growth and vitality. Choose strong, vibrant plants like bamboo, peace lilies, or jade plants. Each carries symbolic meaning of resilience, peace, and prosperity. Yet as powerful as these tools may be, it's crucial to understand their limits. Mirrors, chimes, sunlight, and plants can soften the blows of negative energy, but they cannot rewrite the foundation of a house that is fundamentally toxic. If your house sits at the bottom of a slope, faces constant decay, or holds years of unresolved conflict and illness, these remedies are like bandages on a deeper wound. They offer relief, not cure. That is why Feng Shui masters emphasize, use these measures as temporary support while you prepare for something greater. Think of them as life vests while your ship is damaged. They will keep you afloat, but they cannot rebuild the vessel. So if you find yourself surrounded by arguments, financial struggle, or lingering illness, don't mistake these remedies as permanent solutions. They are stepping stones, not the destination. Protect yourself today, but plan for tomorrow. For only by changing the root of your environment can you truly change the course of your destiny.